Officials in Alameda County, which covers much of the eastern part of the San Francisco Bay Area, including Oakland, voted to adopt a fair chance housing ordinance barring landlords from using criminal records when considering prospective tenants. The move is meant to curb housing discrimination against formerly incarcerated people. The ordinance follows similar efforts in New York, where a bill on Governor Kathy Hochul's desk would, if signed, ban criminal background checks for any person trying to get into New York City public housing, but could also be expanded to cover all buildings in the city. For more on this, we're joined by University of Maryland lecturer and Democratic strategist Jason Nichols, and then also Dan O'Donnell, host of the Dan O'Donnell Show. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, I know you have a busy weekend, so your time is much appreciated. Dan, I want to start with you first. Supporters of the new law say, you need to answer that?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Holidays.
Starting over. Dan, supporters of the new law say criminal background checks on prospective tenants do more harm than good. The real question is, how do people know that they're safe?
Well, that is the question. And I would have thought that this was something that was actually settled in 1902 in a case, a landmark case in contract law called Lochner v. New York. People are free to contract with their tenants, all right? Part of the contract that landlords would have in their leases is, okay, you have to pass a criminal background check. How is this ordinance in compliance with more than a century of settled law? And in practicality, how exactly can you make sure that someone who you're renting to isn't going to steal the refrigerator? I mean, this has been a basic part of landlord-tenant agreements forever that the government is now upending, I believe, in an unconstitutional manner.
Yeah, it certainly raises a lot of questions for folks. Jason, I want to take your temperature on. I mean, what do you say to people who are now worried that their neighbors may have a violent criminal record that previously would have kept them out of their apartment building or their neighborhood altogether?
So I think, first of all, we need to understand that in this particular case, they've tried this in Oakland and had success. So that's one of the reasons why they've expanded it. We know that the San Francisco Bay has one of the worst homelessness crises in the country. We know that there's bone-chilling cold. I just watched a report say that, and one of the things that we know is that in our hierarchy of needs, shelter is one of them, and that's a human right. Now, one of the things we need to also recognize is that the rate of homelessness for the formerly incarcerated is higher than the rest of the country. So the formerly incarcerated, about 2% of them are homeless, which is about 10 times the rate of the rest of the population. Now, that's cyclical because we know that housing instability also leads to incarceration. Those who are housing insecure are 11 times more likely to be incarcerated. So if you don't want people outside of your business or your home with a tent, defecating on the sidewalk, perhaps you should allow for them to get shelter and housing. So I think that this is a human right. It's a human issue. It's something that will make our housing crisis less severe. And we have one throughout the country, and it's really bad in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they recognize that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.